streak against Virginia? How much of a motivation will that be?
You know, for us, Doug, the past has no power over the present moment. And the present moment for us is to prepare, to get ready for a good football team. The present moment is for us to make sure that we take care of the things that we can to help win a football game. 2 weeks ago, I talked about our focus being on finishing. You know, playing a Duke team that we'd lost 3 straight to and 6 of the last 7. About having a winning home record. About going 4 for 4 in the conference. And about finishing on a positive note for our seniors. So our biggest concern is this game and the opportunities for those things that I just mentioned to occur. So it's been written about, talked about. Our focus is to just play the game. And Lord willing, tomorrow morning we wake up and start practicing. We get ready for those things that can help us fulfill those goals.
In that you talk about the pass, I'll bring it up real quick. But in these games, you haven't had a lot of success offensively. Your offense on Saturday, you mentioned it. You told Steve just to kind of let it go and kind of open up the playbook. Can you do that again on Saturday? Can you continue to be aggressive, or did you show too much, or how do you kind of now filter the game plan offensively going to Virginia Tech?
No, we still want to play the type of game that would allow you to have explosive plays, allow you to throw the ball down the field, allow you to take advantage of some of the things that you see defensive allow you to do. They have a very good defense. They've had good defense for years, and it's important for us to be able to get points on the board. It's important for Matt to have another good game. I think the last 2 games, Matt has thrown for over 600 yards. He's got 6 touchdowns and 1 interception. So we talked about him playing his best football, taking care of the football, and that's something he's going to have to continue to do, and we're going to need his best game. His efficiency rating the last couple of games has been outstanding, and this is, as I said, a good defense is going to get after him, pressure, and all those things, and his ability to handle that and make proper decisions to get the ball out and get it to the right people is going to be critical. So, still want to play the game to score points and to put us in good field position and know that this is a good team that we'll be playing.
Coach, being that it's Virginia Tech and the fact that it's been a while since Virginia beat the Hokies, how bad do your players and also UVA fans want this victory on Saturday?
Well, obviously for the stakeholders, the alumni, fans, it's always about having bragging rights. It's always about, what happens on game day and afterwards. So, again, we want to play well enough to do that, to have an opportunity to reverse whatever streak that's been going on and as I said, focus on the finishing for us and this group of seniors that we have as well.
Coach, as you probably know, this is Frank Beamer's last game, unless, of course, he were to win and get a bowl game. Is there any sort of motivation in maybe ending his legacy here?
We want to win a football game here, and that's our last game as well, last home game for seniors. As I said, to have a home winning record, to be 4-4 in the conference. And, Coach Beamer's legacy will stand on its own for a long time. A tremendous amount of respect for him and what he's done and what he's meant to coaches' careers. Even as a young coach, there was an opportunity that I had a chance to sit down and talk to him as well. And over the years, having, met with him, ACC coaches, and knowing his wife and things like that. So it's again, you learn to have respect for a man that's had such a distinguishing career. And but the competitive part is, we're trying to win a football game as well. And so we want to end on a positive note for our seniors. Well, you just said it, Jerry. You're playing it. You're coaching against a guy that's going to be in the Hall of Fame. That's done a lot of things in his coaching career. Has had longevity at a place. A place he didn't start out well, but then end up being there and staying there and having come to fruition the way the the way he's taken that program. You have a respect for the fact that, you know, I'm also kind of an in-state guy myself as far as middle school and growing up, high school and college and things like that. So, you know, there's always a competitive aspect of recruiting and, you know, playing and trying to be your best. And, you know, when you have a guy like that that has been at the top for a long time, you know, in any profession, you know, you want to be as successful as Coach Beamer has been in the past. And so as a young coach, you emulate that. Even as an older coach now, you emulate the fact that his accomplishments speak for themselves. And so in this profession, you always want to have opportunities to be successful as he has. And obviously being so close to the state and knowing people that he knows, knowing the areas and the people and the stakeholders and all that, it makes it that much more, puts much more of an emphasis on being successful as well.
Coach, just talk about some of the skill guys for Virginia Tech and slowing down Isaiah Ford and Bucky Hodges. I noticed Darius Lattimore had a good game last week. We talked about Trey Nicholson. How do you guys in the secondary match up with those guys?
Yeah, it's an explosive group that you talk about. Isaiah Ford, you know, Bucky Hodges. I mean, it's, you know, quarterback Brewer can get the ball to them. There's some things that you know, they do exceptional, and you know, it's going to be important. Again, it ties back into our pass rush opportunities to get pressure on the quarterback, and you know, and then go up and be competitive for the ball when it's in the air, because you know, they move Bucky Hodges around. They do a good job with putting him at a receiver, at slot, you know, tight end, on the ball, off the ball. They do a lot of creative things with him, and so just being alert and aware. You just can't focus on him, but there's enough of an arsenal there that you have to be aware of where they are and then play accordingly.
Mike, you talked about your senior class this year and the resiliency from week to week. What about these guys just from year to year? They came in, I think, majority of them after your bowl season, and they've gone through some crazy schedules. They've gone through coordinator changes. They've gone through a lot of close games, some losses. How have you seen these guys kind of go through all those struggles and adversity from year to year, not just this season?
No, you know, Andrew, I think you just answered it. I mean, they've gone and assimilated into whoever's come in and adapted to whatever style or schemes have been put together, have responded with a tremendous amount of resiliency, have represented this university in the classroom, in the community, exemplary, have done a nice job in trying to fight the adversity that happens and fight through it and stay on top of the fact that you know, that you win games, you lose games, and that their identity not be tied up into that. But at the same time, you know, these guys want to win. They want to win football games. They want to have opportunities to be successful, and none better than an opportunity this last game here with all the things that are being said, you know, with the team that we're playing. You know, there's a carrot, a nugget to be said that they like to be a part of something that could be significant for their last game as well.
Mike, given what you just said about the seniors and about everything that's at stake for Tech, what role does emotion play in a game like this, and how could you manage it, and how could you maybe get an edge?
Yeah, the emotion part of it is that's a human element of it. There's going to be emotion because a lot of these guys know each other. They're from the same high schools or communities and things like that. So, you know, it's going to be important to keep your emotions to a level that's not going to bubble over into a personal foul penalty, or feeling like you're so pressed into making a play that you allow those emotions to, you know, for you to do something that you normally wouldn't. So, you know, it's part of the game, and you know, both sides will be fired up. I mean, both sides will be, you know, excited about playing. But the ability to keep your poise and your emotions in check, so it doesn't lead to costly penalties, so it doesn't lead to mental errors and missed assignments that sometimes those things do as well. And so playing a game focused and poised will be important, but you got to play it with energy because there'll be enough out there.